Hi, this is Bill Prater, and welcome to Supercharging Business Success. That's where our mission is to provide you with timely, provocative, and actionable resources that inspire, promote, and accelerate your quest for business excellence. Today's episode is the fastest and most reliable way to get in front of thousands of your dream clients every month. We'll do that in just 7 minutes with Adam King. Now, Adam is also known as the captain of the ship at growth consultancy called Think Like a Fish, where he helps establish B2B and professional service firms implement a simple, scalable business development system that he's developed from over 18 years in marketing. It's called the Growth Accelerator Ecosystem. That gives them the platform to grow their businesses from 6 to 7 figures and beyond. Adam's superpower is simplifying the complex, which is what he believes is critical for growth, as the business world today is oversaturated with marketing tactics that simply overwhelm most, probably all business owners. So you can only move forward when you use the right strategy, as it replaces 1,000 tactics and simplifies everything you do. Adam, I'm looking forward to having you with us today.
I'm really, really happy to be here, Bill. Thanks very much for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us, who is your ideal client?
Well, you touched on it in the introduction there, but it's essentially the owners or directors of established firms that sell high ticket, high value, high trust B2B or professional services. And they're generally generating sort of mid 6 figures to low 7 figures in annual revenue. And they are just committed and motivated to implement the system that you described there, or a form of system, business development system, that will help them generate more revenue, less time, lowering marketing costs. And to be honest, they're a bit sick and tired of all of the hype and the false promises, and they prefer to work with a partner that actually guarantees results.
Excellent. Fits my philosophy absolutely perfectly. So when you lump it all together, Adam, what's the principal problem that our listeners probably have right now, the principal problem that you end up closing the gap and solving for them?
Well, I think the real problem that I solve is overwhelming complexity. But I think that people generally think that that isn't their core problem. And they generally come to me thinking that they need to be able to fill their pipeline, the top of their pipeline. They're struggling to generate enough demand that will really help them consistently generate those quality sales opportunities that we all need to grow, right? So I give them that clear path.
Now, you touched on question number 3, but I'll ask it this way. So what are the typical symptoms, feelings, emotions that might be present in one of our listeners that would signal them to reach out and talk to Adam King?
Well, the most common thing that I hear, and maybe you'll hear this in yourself and some of the listeners out there will, is they come to me saying something along the lines of, look, we're really, really good in front of prospects and we win clients when we can talk to them, but we're just not talking to enough of them to reach our growth goals. And I guess a lot of my clients come to me at some form of sort of like a crossroad, because their business, it's been successful, it's been established for a number of years. They've got a really amazing track record of providing a great service. They have the results to prove it and all that kind of thing. But they're realizing that what they've done to get them to this point, it's not enough to get them to the next level. They know they need to do something different, but they are just overwhelmed with all the options of how to do it. Because
Adam, our listeners, business owners, entrepreneurs, and senior directors and leaders, all those people, they think they're supposed to solve problems on their own. They've been hardwired to do that sort of thing. So what are the common mistakes that you see people making when they try to solve this on their own without your help?
Well, I guess the first thing isn't necessarily a mistake. It's just trying to do what they've already been doing, as I sort of referenced there. And they've built their business on referrals, hard work, hustle, that kind of thing, maybe 1 or 2 sales rainmakers in the business. But when they try and do something different, what they tend to do is they focus on trying to implement so many of these, what I call, the shiny objects, the marketing tactics out there that are being pushed as the hot button right now that is going to solve all your problems. But they lose sight of the overreaching purpose and goals of their business. So they're spending too much time on individual tactics and too little on essentially building a fundamental strategy that's built on those proven principles, then implementing a system to actually fulfill the strategy.
Beautiful. So question number 5 is, of all the things that people might do, what's one single valuable free action that our listeners could maybe take even today?
Well, I find that in the majority of people that I talk to that have been in business for a while, within their existing network, there is potentially 6 or 7 figures of untapped growth opportunities just lying there waiting for you to reach out and grab them. So it's how you develop a strategy that allows you to use other people's network, audiences, that kind of things, and open doors to generate opportunities, add additional revenue streams to your business. And that comes from what I'd call a strategy of conversational relationship marketing, which when you break it down, it's all about doing the things that you already know how to do, building relationships, having conversations with people, and ultimately the power comes from strategic partners. And so the first thing that I would look at doing is looking through your network and looking for companies that have complementary services and seeing if you can have a conversation to see if there is any way of working together to co-promote each other.
Beautiful.
Because partnerships will give you access to audiences with the implied trust that will just shortcut everything that all the other tactics are actually trying to get to in the first place. So it is a very, very powerful growth lever for any business.
Beautiful. I love that, the way you framed that for people. So I know you've thought about something valuable and free, a resource that you've got. So what's the resource, Adam? And where would they go on one of your websites to get their hands on it?
So I have a book called Conversational Relationship Marketing, which essentially breaks this entire process down. And you can get that for completely free. I don't even ask for an opt-in, by the way, for that. There's also an audiobook version that you can get there. You can go to thinklikeafish.co.uk/SBS. And you'll also see a few other things on that page as a little surprise. There's a training, 80-minute training on how to use partnerships to grow your business. There's a few other things. You can come and listen to the B2B Growth Tank podcast on there as well. So many things in there to connect with me. I'd just love you to come and pick the things that make the most sense to you.
So, okay, that was beautiful. Thank you very much. I myself am going to go either and get my hands on that. I love it. So question number 7, I don't have. I told you I'd have 7, but I only thought of 6. We got 90 seconds left. So Adam, what's the question you were waiting for me to ask? And then what's the answer to that question?
Well, it's the question I often get asked, and that's like, what the hell is the fish thing all about? What's Think Like a Fish about? And the quick answer is it's a metaphor for how to ensure that your marketing is successful, because I liken it to a story in that successful fishermen, they go where the fish are hungry and plentiful, and successful businesses follow the same logic with their marketing. Not only that, but successful fishermen, they think like the fish and not the fishermen themselves, and they understand their fish so well, they struggle not to catch them, because you cannot catch a fish with chocolate cake, even if you love it, because fish love worms. So create marketing around your clients and your customers first.
That's really beautiful. I've never heard that chocolate cake thing, even though you love it. What a great metaphor. I can tell already, Adam, you are a metaphor genius. So thanks for being with us.
If you get to know me, you'll either love the hate. Yeah, you love or hate the fish thing, but if you get to know me, put it that way.
All right. So no more chocolate cake, listeners. Instead, what we want to do is focus on a single fact, and that is our businesses don't become extraordinary in a single moment. Instead, they get there as a result of you and I, the owners, learning and then applying a proven combination of having the right mindset, of a dedication to a system of management, and third, leveraging high performance teams. So thanks for listening. Adam, thank you very much for being here with us and sharing your fantastic wisdom.
Thank you, Bill. Pleasure.